We are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome. It is Christmas time, baby. It is episode number, I hope I get this right. God, everything's frozen. 96 of No Bucks Given right here on the Horny Goat YouTube channel and the Horny Goat Podcast Network, wherever you guys are listening to us or watching us from. It is the Christmas season. Technically, for me in Basement anyway, it is Christmas Day. It is Christmas Day, but for JP and Heather, it is still Christmas Eve. We're in the future, motherfucker. Anyway, you guys are don't come here. Stay your hour back. We got Basement JP Heather with us. It's the show. We talk about everything.
Presents out for Wendy.
What now?
We still have to put Santa's presents out for Wendy.
Oh,
Santa's not here yet. I don't know why you had to go and do that shit, but whatever.
But how's everybody doing? It's a holiday season. I'm still recovering from laughing.
Make it look like Santa's just gonna drop some presents off across the street, and then I'm gonna go fucking get them. Like, I mean, come on.
Oh, I take some photos of like JP sneaking. Yeah.
Santa as a dealer, but he deals presents.
He knows what
in the back alley.
Yeah.
Don't mind the deer.
Speaking of Santa, you wanna hand me the phone there?
Wait, you gonna find out where he is?
I am going to find out where he is. Yeah,
I did try to take him out while he was up here in Boston.
Well,
Santa Claus coming to town, baby.
Christmas is about friends and family and killing Santa.
All you had to do was type.
I did.
By the way, I'm still recovering from the Sergeant Kabuki man NYPD.
Oh,
what a wonderful!
It is fucking glorious.
What a wonderful piece of cinema.
That turned into a fucking centipede.
So Santa is right now. He is heading for New Orleans.
The Bayou.
He's in the Midwest.
He's getting ready to. He's doing this. So when he hit Boston, he then went this
south.
way.
He packed his
and
car.
then he came back up. It's Santa. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, man. I know you've been doing this for thousands of fucking years, but you might want to change that up.
Bob and weave, man. He's been drinking.
Yeah, he's not flying in a straight line, so I think he might be under the influence.
I think somebody mixed up eggnog with milk too many times.
He's 4 seconds away from New Orleans.
4 seconds.
He's actually in New Orleans right now.
How fast is he going?
I love how he's 4 seconds away from. He is in New Orleans right now.
He is on his way to Lake Charles.
Stalker. That's stalker behavior, JP. You gotta watch that. We got. See, fucking. You got the goddamn Apple AirTag on them. We got Alpha Aru.
Santa is. Just ask me and I'll tell you.
We got Alpha Aru and Tim and Federico in the chat. What's up, guys? Appreciate you always popping in here and having some fun. We got some intriguing topics to talk about, but of course, like I said, Christmas season. Basement's dead. I think he's just flat out dead from work, which can't say I blame him. And
tomorrow too.
What?
Such is life in the big smoke.
Big smoke.
That's what they used to call Toronto long ago. Suck my dick.
That is. I didn't say. Hold on. I didn't say you named it. I'm not blaming you, but I'm like whoever. God, that escalated so
Merry
quick.
Christmas.
He took that from, hey, you're not nice, to, I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
Yeah, I was like, whatever, suck my dick. Like, what? Whoa, like, pump the brakes. Santa hasn't hit you yet.
Basement needs to find a mixed tag team partner for
with the Christmas food, baby.
What the hell did JP just say?
I don't know. He trailed off.
He needs to find Basement needs to find a mixed match tag partner.
Connor's gonna kick your ass. Keep talking with him.
It's just
hey, first off, he has to fight my mom, then my son, then me. So there's a pecking order.
Talk about family.
Oh, we'll get to him. We will get to him. Oh my god. It's funny. I'm trying to find something for the thumbnail for him, and I'm like trying to find something funny. I'm like, oh, it just says family. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's gonna fit perfectly with the Christmas theme. That'll work wonders. So let me see if I can pull up some images while we start off this fun conversation. So, couple of things to talk about. Our 100th episode is right around the corner. It's like the end of the month, end of January. Provided probably me,
You don't
doesn't
fall
fall asleep or something happens to it delayed. But our 100th episode of this is going to be, let's see if I can do my math out here. Let's see. New Year's will be 97, 98, 99. So on or around, estimated,
Around.
the 21st of January will be our 100th 100th episode of this show, which is
Did you
crazy.
also know? Did you also know that New Year's Eve is our 2nd year anniversary of No Bucks Given?
That's right. That is correct.
Just throwing that out.
Lot of-
Maybe we could just label New Year's Eve 100 episode, and then the lost episodes from 97, 98, 99.
We could.
Wait, just
Like the
abridge,
Mario the Lost Levels.
abridge the episodes.
We
Oh,
could.
do we have to do some serious thinking about what we're going to do for the 100th episode? My mind is blank.
Thanks for the contribution.
I mean,
All
not
right,
right now.
we need
I guess.
ideas. I've got nothing, and then you just leave the call.
We could
Would
hear
it
Santa.
past you?
We
What?
could play Have You Ever?
Good. It could be some fun. We'll have some ideas. Hey, let us know in the chat. What do you guys if you have any suggestions for
Grandiose, something amazing.
100th episode? We'll try to pull something together. But all right, I gotta pull some imageries up here. Because we got some stuff to talk about here. This might be a shorter version with all the stuff happening.
Longer. We're going longer.
What?
I can talk about one of them for hours if you want me to.
I think I know.
No,
I think I know the one where you're talking about. But I found a perfect image. So we kind of talked a little bit about speculation about this, but this is going to kind of tie hand in hand with good old everyone's favorite Kang the Conqueror. It's official. Jonathan Majors is no more. He is Dunsky with the MCU, as he was officially charged guilty with the assault and harassment charge, I believe it was. And within literally 2 hours of that guilty verdict coming out, he's not yet sentenced. I think the sentencing is coming in February, but he's...
February 4th will be his sentencing.
Yep. So within 2 hours, Marvel fired him. So Jonathan Majors is not going to be Kang the Conqueror going forward. As far as what's going to happen with the Marvel MCU, that's time for debate because
I kind of think it's not a good thing to like lose him and just to actually fucking go through, but it's kind of a good thing to move away from Kang because that storyline never really got off, and the movies were pretty much crap. Sorry.
So here's what we know so far, and then I'll throw it to you guys. So immediately, what?
38.
38 what?
Yep.
Good talk. So the don't even try to nope, moving on. So they immediately changed obviously the name of Avengers the Kang Dynasty to Avengers 5. However, the two biggest rumors that are going on right now is that Kang will be recasted, which again we talked about this before, where they're going to still continue with the Kang storyline just with a different actor, with the argument being like, well, we had fucking 3 Spider-Mans in No Way Home, so why not have a different person playing Kang? If it's literally, if you're gonna recast a character, this is first off not Marvel's first rodeo. Someone did say, who's the guy that played the first War Machine in the first Iron Man movie?
Wasn't that guy in trouble with similar fucking things anyway?
Yeah.
Oh, he did? I was gonna say,
Yeah, pretty sure he has like assault charges or something.
I was gonna say it'd be pretty funny if
Everybody, here's what's annoying the fuck out of me with
Yeah,
this.
just let them assault.
No,
what?
no. That's not what I'm
No,
saying.
39.
You should be fired. That's my point. You should be fired. But if you're going to start firing those people, you should also fire those people who worked for your company, who had a past history of walking into fucking people's house, buck-ass fucking naked, all jacked up on fucking cocaine. Just saying.
One time. I did it one time, and you're gonna let me never live it down.
Said he's the most popular character in the MCU.
That is all I am saying. Is
Fucking
that
Robert Downey Jr. Like the guy was a fucking walking problem
Yeah.
he was.
forever. You know, it's like, okay, well, we're forget about all that. He's Iron Man now.
Bless him. He cleaned himself up because I love him as an actor. I think he's really good. Personally, I think he is. you're gonna not you're. It makes no sense. That's where I'm fed up. If they're gonna fire him for that, then they need to fire Robert Downey Jr. and redo all the fucking movies because.
Well, it's problem with that. He's already dead and out
I
of
also feel
contract.
like when I looked into like the charges a bit
That's
more,
one thing.
they're not like it. The way that they word it makes it sound way worse
Than what it actually
than
is.
what it
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
And that was my next question, and I'm sorry, Connor. Was how bad is this assault? Because I've seen actors. Fucking Brad Pitt assaulted somebody.
Fucking what's his dick ran over a
John
person with a
Penn.
car.
John Penn assaulted people all the time.
The best way I can describe it, and I want to be very stressful, is I do not know the full like actual details of the entirety of the whole thing, but from the information that I've gathered, it's more of a technicality more than anything else. Because he wasn't found guilty of all his charges. It was just those two. He was charged with multiple things, but it was just those two that stuck, which kind of surprised me that they dropped him so quick.
So he wasn't charged with any actual physical abuse, I don't think. I think he was charged with like the intent to do harm or like something like like verbal intent to do harm or something. It wasn't like the big crimes that he
Yeah.
was being charged for. He didn't get hit with. It was
Right.
like the minor ones that he did.
And
I
he
don't.
only faces up to a year.
No.
It is sentencing.
Again, and I hear what you're saying, and but my point is, if this was anybody else, it'd have been a slap on the wrist.
So my question to you guys is, if
Uh-huh.
you get hit with a DUI, should you lose your job?
I'm not. No.
Depends on how often you drive the ice cream truck.
See,
Like, I'm just wondering, like, at what point in time does it mean something different for someone else? And I do feel like this is something where it's ideally you don't want your fucking one of your main stars to have this happen to them, or have them do this to someone.
Mhm.
But the next movie or anything he's gonna be in is like a year or more away. You don't think people will kind of not give a shit by then?
what I'm thinking.
I think this also opens up a massive can of worms, because if you're gonna, and I'm kind of going on to JP's point about this, is like, if this is what it takes to, for lack of a better phrase, cancel somebody, ooh man, this is
Everybody's gonna get.
Yeah, this is not good.
Like, how are you gonna build long-term storytelling when you can't trust? People are not perfect.
No, and that's my
Everybody
point.
makes
That's a
mistakes,
huge
and
point.
if you hold everybody accountable for everything they do, like it's just a matter of time before this shit gets to the surface. I can guarantee you, when they fucking release the Epstein shit, there's gonna be a bunch of like producers and weird fucking pedos that work behind the cameras. So are they gonna lose their job, or or they're not like, oh, that's not detrimental to the company.
Nobody
The problem with
thinks
Disney,
about-
the parent company has gone so fucking woke that any little thing that could be thought like they'll get run through the fucking um charcoal or whatever they'll be run through fucking fire for
And I understand that, and this is what, and I get it's not right. They shouldn't be worrying about what the public thinks of
they've created a carnivorous fan base
Yeah.
where their own fan base is
Yeah.
too involved in everything behind the scenes to separate the two. And everybody knows everything. It's like everybody's a fucking TMZ reporter. And all you need is like trigger words. People aren't going to read anything about what happened. They're not going to look at any of the details. They're going to say, oh, he assaulted her. He's a bad guy. That's all they're going to say immediately.
right.
And he should not have work. He should never work again. Like, it's like, Jesus, he should be shot in the head and killed.
And I've literally had this discussion with people on fucking social media, the question that you posed. So if a guy beats somebody up on their own fucking time away from work, they need to be fired. Have you, and I literally asked this, have you ever gotten into a fight? Yeah. You should have been fired
Every
from your
week.
job then.
But like the way things escalate in a moment, and the way like, I'm not trying to excuse him for whatever he
Oh.
did, but I'm just saying like all that shit that happens is very gray, And yes, the court of law decides one thing or the other, but there's times in the past the court of law has failed people. This is where I'm like looking at it. If it's not something like if he went out and fucking beat her to death, or he went out and fucking killed somebody, like
Oh,
this is like a very, it's not a big thing.
you just said the magic word. Do you want to know why this is a thing? Because she got beat up. I hate to say that, but that's every single.
I saw the video, and she initiated physical. Like,
It
it's
doesn't-
always just because she's a woman
it-
and she's smaller,
it-
it's okay for her to beat and scratch a man.
I
to
agree
death.
with you. I agree with you. But guess what? You always hear you should never hit a woman. Okay. Well, what if she hits me first? Well, she's doing it anger. I'm gonna get her back in anger. I don't
Control
know.
yourself. Like, there's no excuse to hit somebody. Period. Period. Control
Wait,
yourself.
it's a personal preference. Will not hit a woman back. I just turn the
Personal
other
preference.
cheek and walk
I,
away
I
from
expect
people.
somebody to control themselves. Like, come on, man. If you're so fucking weak-minded
Personal
that can
preference.
happen to you, come on.
So,
Correct.
just from what I've heard from the fan base is that there's not a whole lot of love lost, mainly for the reasons of like Kang was not portrayed very interestingly in the MCU so far. Now there's two main rumors going around as far as what could be happening to the future of the multiverse saga for MCU at this point, like the end game.
Just end it.
The
Just go.
first is to recast Kang, and there's been some strong indications that they're still wanting to chart the course there, which it is what it is. However, the second one is personally what I think they should do, especially with the Fantastic Four rising in the looming in the distance, is change the big bad somehow, some way, shape, or form to Doctor Doom. I think that's the way they should go, especially where they actually, I hate to say it, but like this isn't a bad time for this to happen in terms of like pivoting your direction as far as the overarching for like the bigger, the bigger picture of Marvel, in my opinion, because because Kang's been so poorly received.
Well, if they honestly, if the Loki series was smashed together and turned into like a couple movies, you could have gotten away with it because it actually tells a pretty satisfying story to the end of Kang. If they let up different things to it, because it gives you an alternate version of Kang, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is kind of what we want. Where they fucked up though is they went with Kang, and then you were saying, oh, they might recast him. Well, they showed him. They showed a million of them in a fucking stadium cheering on each other, all as the same face. So they kind of established that he looks the same everywhere he goes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
which
they
is-
can tell that story. They can tell that story. You know what I mean?
But eventually, it would have to come. It would eventually have to come back to Jonathan Majors.
It would.
They'll have to feature him in some way. Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
And in the end, like I don't think I think it might end up being a good thing because
You know-
they were really treading water with this fucking multiverse Kang shit, and whatever happens with Jonathan Majors, I don't really give a shit. But I don't think this is like a career-ending thing for him. He'll step away for a couple of years. He'll be back in movies again. It's like if Kevin Spacey can go back to acting after fucking raping boys, then
Touche.
Right.
Well, I will say this. Like the Green Lantern's backstory and the characters within that are. I know the movie with Ryan Reynolds wasn't good.
Oh god, that movie is terrible.
I actually liked it. So y'all.
I just it was the effects. They just went too hard.
I got that, but the all of the different creatures. I think if that would have worked for John, the character of Kang, they could have done a different character. But I'm agreeing with
they
Basement.
they showed in season 1 that your variant could be a different species
that
with
they
the Loki
could go-
crocodile or
they could-
alligator.
They could go with that.
Well, that's
But
my
they just can't
point.
pivot fully away from Jonathan Majors. It would be so jarring if you never
Well,
see him again as Kang and it's just a
Well,
fucking big spider or
They've
something.
done that twice already with two other characters where they've completely
they-
changed the actor.
But they were not okay. So they changed fucking Rhodey after one movie.
They also changed
Nobody
Hulk.
really cares. Hulk, nobody really cares either because no, but the Eric Bana stuff is kind of like nobody watches it, and he was never part of like an Avengers. He was never part of the bigger picture.
No, I meant Edward Norton.
And it was the same fucking thing. He changed 3 times.
But I mean, would it look good? Would it be a smooth transition? Absolutely not. But they could do it if they wanted to, because writing wise,
They have everything set,
this is the area and the era to be able to make that pivot and not like make it as awkward. Well, I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I get your point, but like they literally showed that, like what I was saying to JP was, or saying earlier, Spider-Man No Way Home, you had literally 3 different Peter Parkers with 3 different actors. Now, granted, those were established actors and established histories with those. I'll grant you that. But if they wanted to finish up with Kang and had these bigger plans for his character and more impact with his character, they could recast and just do another bizarro post-credit scene where like shit changes and then there's a ripple effect. It's easy, like, all right, I just sketched it.
Just have Loki say, because he took control of the fucking timelines, he's entrapped him in like fucking nether space, and you just never see him again.
By the way,
that's it.
I want Loki to go back to being the bad guy. Loki,
I don't think that's gonna happen again.
Loki to me,
well, not the Loki we saw,
is the ultimate bad guy.
It would be cool to kind of put him in the space of Kang, but you can't tell the same story with those because it doesn't.
I will say this, and I think personally that is what they should do.
It's kind of what they alluded to in the show.
No, Loki had his
guy, and the reason that I say that is in this universe, the one that I know of in Marvel, Loki to me is the ultimate bad guy.
You have to watch the show.
Here it is. Perfect. What they do is they have, because the whole thing of Loki, they're trying to maintain like a million different timelines because they don't want to kill fucking people or some shit, and the system couldn't handle it. Him kind of realizing that it's not possible, but he eliminates fucking. I know every timeline has a Kang, but say they eliminate most of the timelines and kill the Kangs that are existing. You can write him out with the Loki angle. There's a way to do it. I'm not gonna write it in 2 seconds online here, but there is a way to do it.
But I'm gonna try. JP, you really should watch the Loki series. The series is pretty damn good, especially the 2nd season.
Dude, Loki to me is the ultimate bad guy in that, because of what was the first movie they did out of this whole thing?
But they've already like kind of used him in that role.
I was about to say, you need to see the Loki series because they do a redemption arc with him in that one, and it might change a little bit of your perspective of his role. I get where you're coming from, but they took a gamble on Loki in terms of really like completely going a different direction.
I'm gonna say this right now. They hit the absolute jackpot with Tom Hiddleston playing.
Oh, good God! That's why.
Fun fact: Fun fact: he originally auditioned for the role of Thor.
Yes, I remember.
I saw some of the pictures of it. It's pretty bad looking.
It's weird.
But I will say, okay, so like, I don't think it would be wise to go against where they went with him in the show. Agreed. It's just such a sad. It's like the Iron Man ending. It's just such a satisfying proper.
It's a proper send off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, it answers his immediate and most desirable want, and that is to have his own throne. He's now got it. And he's literally the god of time.
I just rewatched today, the conversation with him and what the hell was his name? Mobius?
Yeah, that's one of the best parts.
I rewatched that last speech and the interaction with the two of them, and God, it's so damn good.
This is what you can get when something's well written and you have character fucking end goals. It's
why it infuriates me so much.
Act and do the role.
It's not even half the time. It's not the acting. I don't know what.
But there are cases out there where it's been the acting.
Yeah.
I think sometimes though, like I think more than often, because most of the time Marvel gets some good actors.
Yes.
They just give them nothing, and it's just a one-note character. And honestly, it happened when they pushed fucking. Doctor Strange could have been great, but they fucking turned him into someone that's there for everybody. Like he's a better side character, I think, than lead.
So he's that one that'll take it in the ass and like, oh,
he's bitch me.
You might as well just enter me because
he's a good part of a team, not the main guy.
He's a chaotic neutral. He's a chaotic neutral, if that makes sense, in terms of being a character where like he will do things for the greater good, but he'll constantly walk the line of like selfish, but it's like, oh, I'm doing it for noble causes, and thinks he's mightier than everybody else. Anyway, going off topic.
I personally feel like they told the multiverse enough as I want to see it. We got the fucking different Spider-Man. That's fine. We got some weird, like the multiverse of madness was fucking horrible. We got evil
They shouldn't have.
Doctor Strange. Don't want to see it. Don't care.
Spider-Man is probably the most popular character.
But
Well,
it's
I don't know
so
about
hard.
He is.
anymore.
I was okay. I was thinking before you said that after Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man, they could have pivoted to Spider-Man
They
as
could have.
becoming like the guy with the world on his shoulders. It works because
He
he's
could have
like a
been-
street level superhero that gets elevated with great responsibility. It would really work. The only problem is the actor never ages.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, he's gonna look like a 15-year-old boy trying to command an army, and
But
it
he's
just doesn't
70
work.
He's actually 73 and walking around on a cane.
Well, it's funny. It's funny how you said like the Iron Man send off was perfect. Loki send off was perfect. That's why I kind of love No Way Home a lot, because I feel like No Way Home, as far as the Spider-Man MCU, and I think I said this when we did the review, if that's the last time we saw Spider-Man in the MCU, I'd be happy.
Yeah, it's okay. That for me.
I think he should be his own thing.
I mean, he probably
personally.
will be, because Sony's are fucking greedy little pricks.
Mhm.
But anyway, the other little tiny rumor to go into this whole thing about like if they pivot and go to Doctor Doom is the name Mads. I'm gonna fuck up his name. Mads
Mads
Mikkelsen. Okay, who played Caecilius, who was the sort of villain in the original Doctor
What a
Strange movie.
waste for such a good actor. What a waste for such a good actor.
It's funny. I didn't know about him until I saw Doctor Strange, and then I like saw him in other roles. I'm like, what the fuck?
You need to watch him as Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, I did, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
what happened?
So
So
he also played Jin's father in Rogue One. Yeah,
Mhm.
Mads Mikkelsen, he's really good.
He's very good, and so
He's never used enough in these superhero big.
No,
no,
he's
no.
not. That's the problem.
His character in Rogue One would have been so much better if they had, and they kind of did a good job of telling his story in a short time that he was actually a part of the story. But I think
As
it
a-
would have been better if he was more in. Everybody wants his character, like a lot of Star Wars.
I'm telling you, as a
It's
bad
because of him.
guy,
It's because
as
of
a
Mads
bad
Mikkelsen.
guy, he's fucking incredible.
Oh, I think he can. Well, I think we talked about this during the show. I think he can do both. He's really, really good. at
You know,
being
he's
bad.
good at everything. He was in some movie where he tries to be drunk for a year that I wanted
Yeah.
to see.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be pretty good.
okay, well, I'm gonna throw this out there because I don't want to spend too much on this, but all right, so let's say they pivot to Doctor Doom, because you can easily write him in. He kills
Oh,
all
yeah.
the Kangs. That'd be fucking hilarious. I literally imagine like a post credit scene where like the entire Coliseum of Kangs is burned to the ground and Doom's walking out, which I'd be
There you go.
love.
That's how you do it.
But there's been a lot of fan castings. I'm sure have done it too. If it's not Mads Mikkelsen, which I don't.
It's a bit weird because he was featured pretty heavily in that movie.
Yeah.
He's the main antagonist,
Plus he
so
died, but I mean, you guys.
But it's multiverse.
it could be a variant.
I was about to say, it's fucking, yeah, I know. It's I live by the sword, die by the sword. Give me like 3 names, if you guys can think of any, that you think would make a very good Doctor Doom.
Number 1.
The guy
Dave
that
Chappelle.
played it in the original.
Oh, what's his face from the Fantastic Four Fox ones?
Yes. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that, to be honest with you.
Who played him in the Fantastic?
He
The guy
played
from Nip
Dr.
Tuck.
Doom. He played Dr. Doom in the movie.
What the hell is Nip Tuck?
It was a show. Hold on. Julian McMahon. Yeah,
Sure.
Julian
I don't know
McMahon.
his name. I just know what he looks like.
Yes, Julian McMahon.
Who's got the look? What the fuck's his name? He was in a show I used to watch.
Hold on, real quick. Let me just share this with you guys as my computer dies. This is Julian McMahon. Once the thing loads, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got the.
Yeah.
I also say, fucking, he was in the show The Leftovers. He's an older guy
Uh-huh.
at Marvel. It's fucking.
He's already got the square face. So putting prosthetics on him for Doom is not going to be hard.
Personally, my big choice that I would love.
Justin Theroux.
Hold on, let me pull it up here. Justin.
Hold on.
Hold on. Yes, that is the guy. That guy.
That guy could work for it.
Ooh,
He's got a
Justin
beard there.
Justin
but
Thoreau looks a little too young.
Yeah,
he's 50 years old.
Is
He
he?
looks. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Fucking
He doesn't-
Christ!
He doesn't look like a doctor to me.
God, really? That's gonna be your
Couldn't buy
standard.
him as a doctor. I couldn't.
Now, okay, I'm gonna
He's
go.
a pretty good actor though, and he's fucking Marvel type.
I'm sure he is, but yeah, as
Okay,
a superhero.
I'm gonna pivot, and I'm gonna
He's
do it.
old though.
I'm gonna do a guy who has been cast.
I understand that.
I'm gonna go with an actor who has been typecasted in a lot of bad guy roles, but he does it so fucking well that I would love to see him try Doctor
Oh,
Doom.
yeah, please tell me it's Mortal Kombat Kang.
What?
Please tell me it's Mortal Kombat Kang.
No, but
If
that's
I
actually
will-
not a bad one. And not a bad idea. It's this guy.
Oh, Giancarlo, yeah.
You know what? It wouldn't be as good for me because I just see him as all the other characters he's played.
By the way, for those of you
Just
not seeing this, because I don't have the share screen on, Giancarlo Esposito,
Giancarlo Esposito.
who played Gus Fring in Breaking Bad. I would be very curious to see him as Doctor Doom.
He's very
Also-
menacing. The problem is physically, it's not there.
But it's
He's
not.
smaller.
He's not a physical
he
specimen.
plays, He plays Grand Moff.
Yes, he did a great job as
Yeah,
Grand
okay,
Moff.
Every image I've seen of Doctor Doom is fucking superhero strong.
Gideon?
Yeah, Gideon. The dude.
And he's in The Boys as the bad guy.
Yep.
It's too much of the same.
Yeah,
He'd still
yeah,
be good, but
No.
He is the perfect businessman psycho.
mhm.
Because he is that kind of a villain. He could be leader of the mafia and it'd be fucking believable.
You also have to think like how old are they going with Doom?
Right.
All right, let me see. Doctor Doom fan casting.
Because they I think they're going younger with the well, Pedro Pascal actually is supposed to be fucking Mr. Fantastic, so Doctor Doom could be a woman. We don't even know yet. the
Yeah.
way Marvel works.
All right, so
Miss Doom.
I just typed in fan castings for Doctor Doom. Someone said Christoph Waltz.
Never seen it.
Yeah, he's good, but he's also
Inglourious
too
Bastards.
foreign.
Well,
Who?
Yeah, no,
Doctor
he's
Doom's
actually like he speaks like yeah, I know he is.
It's Swahili.
But he like the thing that works with him, he's kind of like he can play the part, but he's too like it's not like menacing to that point. He's a different type of menacing.
So I just pulled those.
Because if you saw Inglourious Bastards and that guy, that was the bad guy in that.
You said he's too foreign. Fucking Doctor
No, I
Doom
know,
is. Number 11 on this list is John Hamm.
Yeah, I don't think he can act it.
Yeah, I'm not.
He's not a bad actor, but I don't know if it wouldn't be terrible.
Someone said
Just- I'll do it.
number 10 was Ben Mendelsohn. He just died as a fucking scroll.
Bring him back.
No,
He's like 4 foot nothing.
I could
Ben
not.
Mendelsohn.
No,
He was.
That's bad. He's a good actor and everything, but
no.
the list
Not in that role.
as Doctor Doom would get to me.
Luke Evans.
I don't fucking know.
I
who
have
that
no
guy
idea who
is.
that is. He was in Fast
No,
and the Furious
I know
franchise.
who that is.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Ooh. Okay, this is interesting. Number 8
He's
is
this actor singer. He was in.
Just show me a picture. I don't give a fuck. Nope, don't know that fucking guy.
yeah. I don't know either.
He's got the look, but I don't know about the acting.
Number
That's the
8.
problem.
Number 8 on this list was Hugh Laurie.
Oh god, he's
That
got the
would be
doctor
fucking
part.
hilarious.
What?
It would be
Shows up
hilarious
in
if they
You know
have it
what?
casted as
He-
Doctor Doom, but he comes out as
You know-
Doctor House.
You know what? You sold.
He probably could pull it off, but I don't think he has the build.
It's
If you're looking for
it-
physicality,
yeah.
then yeah, that's the only thing.
I'm fucking telling you.
The problem is he played fucking 10 years as a doctor already. That
Yeah.
was kind of a prick. It's just too much of the same.
On this list, Michael Fassbender, but he's already Magneto, so that's
I don't want to see him as
in this
Doctor
movie.
Doom.
He was
Rami
Everyone-
Malik.
no, please
No,
God,
God, no.
Fucking Prince, or
Yeah,
not Prince.
Oh God, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
No, I like him. I like him a lot, but I don't think I could see him in that
not
role.
for that. No,
No.
I don't like that.
Viggo Mortensen. Okay,
There's a good.
Yeah,
That's
I could
not
definitely
bad.
go with
That's-
that one.
Good.
that I could see. I could see that. That's number
I
3
haven't seen
pick.
him I haven't seen him in a long time in movies.
I could get behind that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
This next one,
He's jizzing in his pants.
Killian Murphy.
Who?
Yeah, he's so skinny. Did you
Cillian Murphy.
Did you watch Oppenheimer?
Yes.
He was like 3
Murphy?
pounds.
Killian Murphy.
It's spelled like Cillian
Oppenheimer.
Murphy. Oppenheimer. Peaky Blinders.
Oh,
Yeah. I
He's
could,
got the look and the
I
acting,
could get behind
but
him on that.
is-
I could get behind that.
He'd have to gain a little bit of weight. He's just like anorexic.
And then apparently the number one on this list, according to according to this list on comic book reading, and I this goddamn name, Nicolaj Coster-Waldau
No, yes.
from Game of Thrones.
I hope he is.
Well, he's got the look, and he could probably do the acting, but I don't know.
No, I
don't
can't.
really want it.
If
You know what
I would
you
go
know
with
what I'm
Killian
getting
Murphy.
You know what I'm getting from Basement? They got the look. That's
It's
all I'm
easy to
getting.
get the look. The acting is the most important thing. They're gonna end up going like it'll be someone that no one really thought it would be. I can almost guarantee you.
Oh, yeah.
Fan
it's-
castings are hardly ever right.
You want to know who they should get? Daisy Ridley.
No, Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh,
Except
Or
he's dead.
Bobcat.
No, he's
Multiverse.
not dead.
What?
Is he dead?
Gilbert Godfrey?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
When did he die?
I think like last year, the year before.
What?
Hold on.
How do you speak with him?
Yeah, April 20. You fucking your impression. April 12th, 2022.
No.
Yep.
Bring him back.
It's still weird to hear his like normal voice. It's
Go on
still
the horny goat mode.
Listen, multiverse, baby, you can do it. With all the AI shit they're pulling off now, I mean, it makes sense. All right, let me switch the gears here.
Before you go anywhere,
Motherfucker.
I've seen online that they're talking about what the fuck's his name? The Canadian actor. He was in Ryan Gosling. They said that they're eyeing him for the MCU.
There's a lot of actors I've
some
heard
way?
they're eyeing for the MCU.
I saw like some art of him being fucking.
I just want things to. Oh,
Fucking what the fuck is his name?
What the fuck is he gonna? What the fuck is he gonna play? Your
He's
boy?
gonna play Ghost Rider. Is what I saw.
no,
as, like,
no.
Well, he was in all those fucking motorcycle movies. One motorcycle movie.
He was a stuntman in his latest.
That one.
That one movie he was in,
God damn it.
and he was a stuntman. And yeah, that Drive, that was pretty good.
So, last little tidbits on Marvel stuff, since we're on the subject, and I want to just get on with this and move this on next one. I heard a couple of other things as far as Marvel. So the good news is they're going to be obviously slowing the fuck down as far as their production in terms of like stuff they're releasing. Because as far as we know, the only thing they're releasing in 2024 is Deadpool 3 as far as movies. That's the only movie they're releasing this year or next year. Technically, because they're not there yet. And then for shows, I think they're doing Echo, and I think there's something else, but I can't remember what it was. But that's they're not really going too crazy with stuff, which thank fucking God. By the way, I did start watching What If Season 2.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
We're gonna have to cover it.
No, man.
No, I'm fucking kidding you. I'm not. No.
Thank God.
So the first 3 episodes are out, and I'm just gonna give quick. Like I'm not gonna go through the reviews, but I'm just the bottom line is 1,000% skippable. 1,000% skippable. The stories are not even so far remotely interestingly enough for be like, hey, this is a cool. Like they took like a really obscure like what if scenario and stretched it for 30 minutes unnecessarily, at least for the first 2. The Christmas one I give a pass because there's a Christmas one. Fine, it's a stupid Christmas episode. It is what it is. But other than that, so fucking skippable.
You know what Marvel lost as a whole?
No,
It lost
Respect.
yes, but it lost.
Turn it on.
It lost certain like creative minds that helped turn things that were obscure into something like fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Nobody knew, nobody cared. Gave it to James Gunn. He turned a turd into fucking greatness. That's what they need. But instead, they ended up fucking making producers make the movie and hiring diversity hires to direct them that had nothing to say about them and couldn't do anything just to be a face of the project.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. So the only other thing I'll also mention is that they are looking to split off and decide other pieces, and Echo is going to be the big one that's going to start things like off on like a separate, like, you don't need to.
Character that is.
Huh?
I fucking hate her character and her.
I do too. Honestly, I'm not watching it for her character. I'm watching it to see. But apparently, that Echo show is going to be the catalyst for them going in different directions with stuff, and specifically, they're going to do a Marvel Spotlight series, which is where you don't need to know all the bullshit Marvel like MCU stuff in order to like get into stuff.
So just what they did before the MCU.
Basically,
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
in fact.
Yeah, that's cool. All right.
Hey,
It's
I'm waiting.
something new.
moving
No,
on.
it's fun.
No, but like this, okay. Echo is like I was beat up by a one-armed, one-eyed, one-legged man, and it's like if they're gonna go that route, that just reminded me of a picture. I'm waiting for the new Spider-Man. It was an elderly black woman in a wheelchair dressed as Spider-Man.
That's the Madam Web movie.
It's so like terrible. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I tried to salvage that, and that just fucking crashed and burned. So
Charlie Hunnam could work for Ghost Rider, just because he was in Sons of Anarchy.
no,
No, he's got the look for it too.
I mean,
he's a pretty bad actor.
He's a bad actor, but you know what? He's got the biker look, so they would probably end up going.
Okay,
with
he
him.
actually looked like a fucking white boy trying to dress black for 90% of that show.
Which is what modern day bikers are.
wow, that's actually fun.
Well,
I
Wow,
don't
you
want to
know,
see that version of Ghost Rider. Do you?
you're absolutely no. Truth be told, I'm good with no. I'm good with not having an origin like a solo movie.
Just
No,
bring
Ghost-
back Nicholas.
What are you talking about?
What?
Bring back Nicolas Cage.
You sound
Yes.
you basement.
Well, we need an old Ghost Rider, and we need Nicolas Cage back for it.
So here's what I think. I don't give a fuck.
You know what?
Valuable time spent there, JP.
I feel like
No,
I've been
I
enjoying
gave my
JP in
input.
this.
Give my input on. I don't watch Marvel very often. I've seen them, but it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to watch ever again. So if I watch it once,
I mean, you probably watch the big shit like the Avengers movies now.
mm-mm.
No, he's not.
Cool.
He's
All right.
shit.
Anywho, speaking of
I'll watch them if I get a hair up my ass. I'll watch
Seems
it.
like a weird
what the
requirement to
wait,
watch
hold on.
Marvel.
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
So
Wait a minute.
here's why. No, listen. I'm not. Listen, you guys just need to listen to what I say.
I know. That's why I'm saying
Not-
wait, because I heard you say unless I have a hair up my
Stop.
ass.
Wait a minute.
What I mean by that, and this is just how I talk, guys. Come on, I really don't.
I'll
Gotta
watch him
round
if I
here.
get a dick up my ass.
I
once in a
I didn't say you were
while.
limited.
No, what I mean by that, wild hair up my ass, is if I got nothing else going on, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'll just, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just turn it on and look at my phone. That's how I am with Marvel movies.
All right, fair enough.
Seriously,
Well, since
I
we're-
don't hate them, but once
no, I
you've
get
seen
you.
one, you've seen 'em all.
I do want to switch gears because I know this is the thing that I think this is the subject that JP wanted to get on the soapbox and go off about, which was the, let me just see if I had the notes here. Salary cap in baseball.
Okay,
Seems like
so
there needs
there's
to
a
be one.
reason why that's this. I mean, it's always been something that's always been talked about. Because, like I said, here's the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Shohei Ohtani just signed a 10-year,
Oh, Tani. What's
No,
my
no,
name?
no.
$750 million contract.
Jesus,
But the
In
way they structured
baseball?
it is so bullshit.
he's
In
Asian.
baseball, all their money is guaranteed.
Okay,
So if he never plays another game,
he's good.
they have to pay him a sum of that money.
Well,
And
that's
because he's a pitcher and a hitter.
Mm-hmm.
we still
gonna
talking
get that
baseball
fucking
or
That is one. Look, I can
catcher and a pitcher.
let me pull up because I have a site that I use for football, and it's called Spot Rack. This is why a salary cap is needing to be in place in
Yeah, because it
sport.
evens the playing field, not just
It
these
does.
fucking
Not
super
only
rich
that,
teams
not
stacking
only
shit.
that, correct. Not only that. So the salary cap in football is 200. Well, here, let me go down further. To about $235 million
Now,
in football.
that-
Now, keep in mind, in football, you have to have 53 players on your roster, right?
hold on. So when you say that salary cap, are you talking about per player, per team, per
No,
year?
it's the entire
For the
team.
entire team.
Gotcha.
Entire team. You can't
So
exceed
that-
it. But there's ways that
No,
you can exceed it.
Well,
but it's
in hockey, you cannot. It's called a hard cap. So
Yeah.
you cannot go over what the salary
In
cap is.
basketball, you can.
You
But
can.
there's rules around it.
It's a luxury tax, just
Yeah.
like they do in baseball. So that being said, that was the salary cap for one fucking year for a baseball team or for a football team. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's an entire team. What, 53 guys? Let me see, Los Angeles.
Wait, so hold on. Sorry, one more time on that number.
230, roughly $234 million.
Okay, so 234 amongst how many players?
52.
So that means presumably that if you were to pay them evenly,
But you do not.
right, but the max per player would be 4.5 mil.
That's average.
Yeah.
There's a player on one team, he's making $50 million a year.
Yeah.
That counts against that salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
They also have like a minimum you could pay guys to play.
Yep.
I'm sure there's based on performances and shit like that.
Well, no, it's well, at least in basketball, it's not. You pay them, that's what they get. It has nothing to do with performance, but there's an end to the contract.
Wow.
And a 10-year contract or whatever. Baseball is fucking stupid. I'm sorry. I hate the way it works in terms of contracts.
I just looked at it. Actually, the New York Mets had 30. Oops, I did it wrong. Just give me a second.
Also, baseball teams have a lot of players too.
Max of 40, I think, right?
You can only keep 40 men on your roster, but you only have 26 on the roster in the
In
major
playoff.
leagues.
Yeah, the rest.
Correct. At any one
then
given
towards the-
time, at any one given time, it's 26 players. Does
Don't
not matter. Those other 14 guys that are on your 40-man roster, they're going to get the call up. And then they're going to have to pay them what they make. And it's always, they got a system where it's prorated.
But don't they have like a time of the year in baseball where
They do. They call the call-ups, the September
Yeah.
call-ups. But my point is, the Mets last year, their payroll for 38 guys that they have on their roster right now, $225,471,859. They haven't finished signing people. Now, the Los Angeles Dodgers, their payroll was $154,100,000. To put that in perspective, they lost almost half of their salary.
yeah.
They
to
had
sign
the
one
last year they had like $250 million that they paid.
Now keeping that in
players.
mind, without a salary cap, there's still like an operating cost where you are effectively losing money if you go over. It doesn't exist as a system, say, but it exists because it's obviously a thing in business.
So if they go over this payroll, there's certain limit. There is a certain limit that in baseball, if you go over it, you're paying a luxury tax on it. And we got billionaires like the Steinbrenners who are just like, that's like a dime.
That was
for me.
yesterday's lunch.
But
Don't-
JP, you
away.
saw how they like the way that they structured his contract is it's illegal, but I think it's bullshit.
It's almost like
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's almost like that. I saw a TikTok where guys like, just remember, when they say that it's punishable by a fine, it means it's legal with a price.
It's the way that they do
So,
things in sports.
what do you? So I'm looking
He's
at
not
it.
getting like that amount per year. It's either backloaded or
Oh.
something.
One second, I'll be right back.
He's getting 70 million across the board. His
No,
base
there's
salary
something.
every year will be 70 million. That being said, the luxury tax salary is like $46,081,476 per year. So they have to pay a luxury tax if he's cut, I think. They don't have to pay 46 million.
Okay, so Otani deferring $680 million of his contract for 10 years may face some financial risk. There's something fucked up with it. I remember a couple of my friends talking about it, and I was working at the time, so I didn't really look through it properly. But I know it's like some stupid bullshit.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's deferring income.
You said deferrals, and as you said that, I'm like, where's he saying the 680 million? And I'm like, there it is. Okay, that may be. I don't know.
Otani isn't okay. So he's deferring income, and those came with a guaranteed 8% interest rate.
Where's
Otani
that
will
money
receive
going?
the bulk of his. Okay,
See, this is the problem. That's the case. If that is happening,
Where is that money being
where's
sent?
that money needs to go back into the fucking league if you're gonna do that.
so the one thing he's doing is he's not taking interest on his deferral, but he will receive the bulk of his contract, which is $680 million in payments between 2034 and 2043 without interest. I feel like you should not be able to defer. You should not, yeah, but you should not be able. You should not be able to defer. It's because they can't afford to pay him now. Is my thought process.
That's exactly what that is.
Which I think is horse shit. You're getting a guy that you're like, okay, because of the money we make on you, we will eventually be able to pay you.
Yeah,
That is bullshit in my mind.
That should be
that is
all,
a
folks.
business practice that should be deemed unethical.
Well, they just
and
fucking
illegal.
I could see the Dodgers doing that as an organization because they're right there with the fucking Yankees. Like every year they should be in the fucking World Series.
I know that the Jays were really trying to get this guy.
My point is it hurts the smaller markets. Yes, I've got a team here, but it's one of the smallest markets as far as baseball goes. The reason that I think they should have a salary cap is that's great. Shohei Ohtani, he plays both ways. He plays every day.
I think if they had a salary cap, this would be a huge problem. Salary deferral. Because you're saying you could sign everybody for $1, and by the time they're all done, you give them all your money. Like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
You can build a super team and then pay for it later after they won 1 million championships and you have all the fucking viewership and money in the world.
No, that's not right. But that's essentially what some of these contracts are.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's essentially what a lot of these contracts are.
I feel like if a player's gonna play for a team, they don't take a deferral of salary. They take a salary hit.
Yeah.
They pay for less. It happened, I think, it was either the Heat or the Celtics in basketball that they were like, we're gonna resign him, but we can't afford you at your max contract. They took a fucking hit. They signed for a year or two, and they ended up winning fucking championships because of it.
That was LeBron James, wasn't it?
I think it was one of the Celtics players.
I want to say it's Celtics from what you were
Yeah,
describing.
it
might have been like Kevin Garnett or something.
Kevin Garnett. I'll guarantee you it was Kevin Garnett. Got it. I get all that. I just think it would be baseball needs some sort because in football you can go over the salary cap, but
you can't keep it there.
Here's what the NFL does. You have to be under that by a certain date. If you're not, you lose. I think you have to forfeit your number one pick, like your first round pick or whatever, which can cost a franchise a lot of years and a lot of money because they suck.
Because they couldn't get the guy that they needed.
First round picks in football, and I'm using this as football, is at its prime.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're gonna do, and this, I find this to be just laughable because the salary cap for football, they have 53 fucking players. But they're paying one fucking guy in the Dodgers. He makes more than all 26 players that play for the Brewers. That's how much they are paying him a year.
The highest paid guy is Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich at 20. No, it's at 20
million now.
However, he is by far the highest paid player on the Brewers by about $8,000 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
This is like the bullshit of that fucking deferral because they're not going to show him as making $75 million a year. They'll show him as making fucking 13 or 10 or whatever it is equates to, right? Like, which is fucking, it's horseshit. I did want to tell you guys, there's one thing happening in basketball. Detroit Pistons are on the worst losing streak. They're tied with the worst losing streak of all time.
I looked the other day. They only have 2 fucking wins.
They've lost 26 games in a row.
They started out because they're like 2 and
26.
2 and 26. So they started out 2-0.
And then they just lost everything.
We're ahead. Oh fuck, we're falling behind.
Detroit Pistons. Ever since they had that,
we're sitting on the bench like this. Man, where did our season go? Man, we're only 28 games into the season. We ain't even half done yet.
It's weird too because I don't even think it's necessarily a huge player problem. There's a massive problem with ownership in that team, and
it's the same problem I have with the Chicago Bears. You go back and watch I am a Packer fan, so I'm supposed to hate everything Chicago. I don't hate Chicago. I don't hate the Chicago Bears.
The ownership.
No, it's just a rivalry, and people don't understand that. I don't hate anybody. No, if you want to be a dick to me, I hate you. But my point is people take this, we gotta hate Chicago. Do you? I mean, I wouldn't live there.
This is the WWE AEW fucking shit.
Yeah,
right.
You can like the sport, and you can dislike a team. That's fine. But like hating a team, just a sport rivalry that you have no control over, is kind of stupid.
But my point is, I talked about this. Their organization. It's not a player problem. It's really not, because they have some pretty good fucking players on their team. The problem is the ownership doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
No.
Because the ownership in Chicago, and I know we're talking about it, but the owner is 100 years old.
Literally.
Like the way I look at it this way, if you built the team and the team is performing poorly, who do you blame first? The person if the house falls apart, you built the fucking person, you blame the person that built the fucking house. I don't know. Yeah. It's just like, man, that's pretty bad. And they could be the most losingest team in NBA history.
Losingest?
Not losingest, but like losing streak.
So the worst record ever.
I think pretty sure losingest is a word.
Hold on.
Worst record.
I'm pretty sure losing.
Well, no, it's not the worst record. It's the worst streak of losses.
You're right. It is a word. It sounded very weird to me, but you are correct.
It's like the word explicable.
So the Charlotte Bobcats hold the.
What's up, Crazy Blade?
The worst record.
You're looking at season records.
Yeah, the worst record is the 1972 season. And that was the Philadelphia 76ers went 9-73.
Holy shit.
That's in an 82 game. See, they don't play 82 games. And in college basketball, it's almost highly likely that some teams may only lose 1 or 2 games. So you see basketball, there's a big disparity if you've ever seen. So it looks like a lot, but really not. That's all I'm saying. The loss disparity, I get it. It's rash. So if this was baseball, it's prorated. It'd probably be 60 wins out of 162 games. is what I'm saying. And I get it. 9-73 is really fucking bad.
That's pretty bad. Yeah. But there's a lot of teams that have existed within that like lower end anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like no team is really going through the fucking season losing only 2 games. I think the best records are probably losing like 10 games or 11 games in the season, but winning everything
Yeah,
else, like
somewhere
really
around there.
high win records.
Yeah.
But the average really good team is probably winning like 60 games a season or something
Yeah.
at best.
Yeah. They don't even play defense. They don't even try to play defense in the NBA anymore.
No, they don't.
I'm watching games and the fucking score is 140 to 128 at halftime.
Yeah. I honestly hope the game moves away like from just pure 3-point shooting.
Dude, I love. See, I'll watch some college basketball because there is some banging going on there. You don't see that.
The refs don't allow anything anymore.
No,
There's like she listened to the actual thing you said.
The banging.
I watch college basketball. There's some banging going on there.
You know that, basement. You know what I mean.
I know what you're talking about.
What you meant as well. It's just
I mean, God damn it. I'm sorry. I'm in that fucking frame of mind. It's been a day here, but no, I'm sure Connor wants to put in his.
I have
2
no
cents.
dog in this fight at all, so I'm
No,
more
there is
than
no
happy to.
there is no dog in any fight. But
No, I don't. I just don't. I don't
just
talk about things I
believe-
don't know about usually.
I believe that a salary cap will help baseball, and there is a fucking way to do it. I even thought of an even better way today. You put a cap on what somebody can fucking make.
Just stop it. All right, stop it. Cut it out. No more.
Because it's getting to the point. This guy is pretty soon. We always hear that argument that it's millionaires arguing with billionaires.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it's gonna be billionaires arguing with billionaires. And in the case of fucking LeBron James, that's already taking fucking place.
Yeah,
Because you see it in the fucking NBA all the fucking time.
when you start to
I think,
make
I
like
think my neighbors upstairs are fighting.
when you make the best like one of the better players like just as rich as the owners and stuff, then it becomes a problem. You have to have people in certain roles and have to have that role capped in order for it to work correctly. Because then you start making this fucking you give this guy fucking $1 billion, and then is he gonna start making decisions about the company? Because now he's worth more than the entire fucking team.
I'll literally say this. I seen a thing. Who was better? Michael Jordan or LeBron James? And I said, Michael Jordan by a long shot. And he goes, well, why would you say that? Why do you think that? I said, because players back then weren't crybaby back bitches. I gotta have it this way. You need to tell me. Michael Jordan, you never once. He probably said, hey, you know what would be a really good idea? If we bring in Ron Harper, who's also 6'6", and we have people that can't shoot over us. That fucking team, man, they didn't give up fucking points in the playoffs, man.
You know what would be a good idea if I became a degenerative gambler and had to go play baseball for a couple years?
Sounds like a plan to me.
And I get it, and I get all that, That still doesn't take away of how great a player he was.
No, I think it's weird because it's so hard to compare eras. Like the player plays to the system they're playing in.
I know, but
it's hard for me to compare them.
The only way I don't think LeBron could have played when Michael Jordan was playing.
Oh, he 100% could have played. 100%.
Physically. Oh, okay. So what I mean by this
fucking
is
6'8", 280 pounds.
I'm gonna flop at every fucking opportunity.
I think that's the era and the play style that allows that to happen.
That's
I think if he wasn't involved in that, if you took him and he just entered in the fucking old version of basketball, I think he would still he would dominate. I don't know if he'd be better than Michael Jordan. I doubt it. Michael Jordan for me is always going to be the best. But I like somebody says LeBron's the best. I can understand that point of view. I can see them on the same level, just on different eras.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like impossible.
I'm just waiting for the day when they make holograms actually better and actually be very.
We're getting close.
Yeah, we are getting close, but being actually immersive enough to make you think that the person is there. And we can actually do these kind of contests. This person in their prime and this person in their prime. Which one was better?
It's if you go watch.
It still doesn't you're never going to change the fact that the actual sport changed.
Yes.
And that's the biggest problem, because if you grew up in a certain way the sport was being played, you would never know how they would play it if their whole mentality changed and they were more like bruisers.
I get it. I get it. And I'll tell you something. I've seen wrestling has changed. I've seen
everything changes.
I'm talking about pro wrestling now, because I watch wrestling matches.
Oh no, we can't go to pro wrestling. You can't go there.
No, I'm not going pro wrestling. There's nothing actually. I don't think. But a takedown is just a guy holds a leg while they're both down on the ground. That isn't a takedown. It never was when I wrestled, is all I'm saying.
I just feel like when it comes to basketball's case, the game changed, which turned all the fucking people that play it into divas.
Oh yeah.
For lack of a better word, except for, and I was gonna mention this guy because it's fucking hilarious. The big center in Denver, Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
He was MVP and he won the championship. And then they're like, "What are you gonna do in the offseason?" This guy, he went back to Serbia, where he's from, and he's riding on a bicycle through town in a tank top. And he's like, "What do you plan to do later?" "I'm going to race my horses." It's like, what the fuck? Basketball went from like bitches and hoes to like
riding my horse.
I'm going to race my horses.
I'm going to race my horse.
The fucking YouTube channel with these fucking races, because I have to know
you can see
riding them.
No, he's in a cart behind them.
Running side by side.
He's in a cart behind them. He's like the Gunther of basketball. Because he's this big overweight kid that turned into like an unstoppable force.
Oh my god.
And he's like, what would you say to all your haters? Like, the fat boy did it. This guy's incredible. And then they interviewed him. He's like, basketball is something I do. It's not my whole life. Like, he's the antithesis of basketball, yet he's unstoppable.
Right?
That's enough about that.
So,
yes.
So wrestling or?
No, please no.
Why not?
All right, fine, let's go there.
No, I have nothing on there.
I do have something on there.
Oh Jesus! What is it?
Apparently, someone like the producers or media designers for AEW are just dipping.
What?
What?
They left. They left AEW. So a couple of the I think it was the person that lead like either media and like merch person was gone.
Their marketing
leader? Yeah, the marketing someone. The marketing leader left, and then someone else left. I didn't look at the article because I didn't care.
Matt Jackson's wife. You're talking about Matt Jackson's wife.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at the merchandise. The merchandise was shit anyway.
Yeah, so what?
Whatever.
Well, she's the one that created the Bullet Club shirts.
Yeah, but when you have like certain people leaving, I mean, right now the outlook on that I see, I'm not watching the product, but everything I see on Twitter is it's telling a bad story. Whether it's these Twitter people wanting to show it in bad light, or if it just is. And the reason I think it might be a combination is because Tony Khan comes out and says, "Oh, they're the haters or whatever, but they're just trying to make fun of the company."
Oh, we've talked about that before.
Yeah, but it's like if you're coming out to say that, I think it's a combination of viewership being lost legitimately and people starting to lose confidence in that product and the leadership there.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're coming off as desperate at this point. I mean, between first offering buy one get one free tickets at OVW to now coming out and bashing the very little audience you have left.
So
They did reach over 1 million viewers a couple weeks ago.
the buy one get one free thing, I kind of let go a little bit because it's a promotional gig. It's not a good one, but it's a promotional hook to get people to buy tickets and fill seats. Fine, okay, it is what it is. It's not the greatest hook he could do, but okay, fine. Like I'll let that slide. The problem is that, I'm beating a dead horse because we've all said this before. Tony Khan is a fan in the worst possible ways.
Yes.
From where he is position wise. It's one of those like, be careful what you wish for. Like, oh man, I just wish a true wrestling fan was a head of a major promotion. Well, careful what you wish for.
He may be a true wrestling fan, however, he has never really been a fan enough to try and figure out how to fucking book anything.
He's been a fan since he was a kid now.
So are all of us, but like that doesn't.
Fan is half the. You look at Triple H. He was a fan, or else he wouldn't get into business. But he's also knows the business. He's worked in the business. He's learned from the business, and now he's fucking running the business. That to me is the boss I would want.
Agreed.
Not someone that's never actually wrestled, that hasn't gone through the fucking trials and tribulations of a career in wrestling. They just don't know. They don't relate. He's a billionaire kid.
Well,
Exactly. He got daddy's money and went to go play in his own self-built sandbox.
The one thing I will say, and I hate to be like, oh, if I was in charge, I would do X differently, which is what HGGM mode is basically for kids. So make sure you check it out. But one thing that I would immediately do if I was in his position, I would create a team of people around me that had different perspective, different viewpoints, and different ways they would book wrestling, because different opinions and different mindsets like that is going to create the best possible product. If you have a bunch of shit yes men around you, you're going to book what you want, and it's gonna drive into the ground.
He also, like, the people that he put in those positions were people all taken from the same fucking place and the same fucking mindset.
Yep.
You know,
and they might not be yes men, but they are 100%. We are of the same idea. It's stupid.
Vince did this during the Attitude Era. He did exactly what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Brought in different people. Like he would take a little bit of everything. Like, you know, Vince Russo, he'd throw shit against the wall, hope something sticks. Vince would take that something that stuck. Hey guys, I got this.
There are things that I actually agree with Russo on. I know Russo's not the most well-liked individual, but there are some things that he makes some very valid points, and that was one of them. And I think the only issue is that when WWE went full board of like, we're not wrestling, we're sports entertainment, they literally took that concept and they went into fucking 80 miles per hour by hiring TV writers, which that's a whole nother. But anyway, go ahead.
Tony Khan needs to be in the role that Russo was in.
Yes. Yeah. I think there needs to be a lot of, reining in on a lot of different things. And I mean, Jesus Christ, you heard me go off on the fucking tangent about the Continental Classic. And then on top of that, oh, by the way, the brand that has no TV deal, that has no viewership, and you have to pay a subscription to watch their weekly television programming, Ring of Honor, by the way, going to introduce a women's TV title over there.
Yep.
What do you, your priorities are all fucking all over the place.
The funny thing about this is how Tony Khan does. I don't think he gets it. He's booking like fucking Ole Anderson back in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. He's trying to do something. They don't even have TV.
Yeah, you're supposed to. Yeah, I know. That's
my point.
Ring of Honor should die. And
he's looking at
Ring of Honor should
He's
die.
looking at. He's like, if I bring everybody wants. I bet you he
says the
fucking
GM
sent
of
out.
ROH.
This is something he sent out a survey just to random people. What do you think about having a TV title? And people respond, wrestling fans, of course.
How about
because
TV first?
Some of their things, and they come back. Absolutely, I love to see TV title, but we're not going to have TV to have that TV title on.
It's so fucking stupid. Honestly, you want to build a wrestling company? Keep it small, keep it simple for as long as you can. Instead, they were like, "No, let's go big and make it all complicated." And
I I actually give Impact Wrestling a lot of props for what I mean, and I know they're going back to TNA, which that's a whole nother. We've talked about that before, but like I give them props for what they did because they were able to adapt, and they're not pretending to be what they aren't. So at least give them the credit of like, yeah, they're lower on the scale. They're not as big as they used to be. Yeah, I get that. But at least now they're like, we know what level we're at, and we're gonna steer the course, much like fucking Kabuki Man NYPD. They know what they are, and they're gonna stay that course.
That's the problem with AEW. I don't think they ever really knew what they were. I think at the beginning they had an idea that they wanted to do, but then there was too many voices, too many fucking directions, and now it's just a mess of shit on pages.
It's Marvel.
It is.
Well, Marvel to where it is now, but they never had. I don't think AEW ever had the Marvel heyday. They had
at the beginning, maybe
trying to get there. Yeah, but that was more like, oh, this new thing is interesting. I don't think it was more.
I'm not saying that was the case. I'm just saying is that's why they. But like to JP's point, like there are first off, their talent roster is fucking incredible, but.
To say here.
They need to cut some fat.
They do, but
they need to really get concentrated on what they want to show.
But to JP's point about like this, it's like there are good ideas and good things that go on in the company from a fan, but then it gets like placated or almost neutralized completely. Like to the JP's point, how about a TV title? Great, it's not going to be on TV. What the fuck sense does that fucking make?
Look. Tony Khan thinks he's trying to recreate the NWA. I'm telling you,
which is dumb. Which is dumb.
But I already know there's one out there, but that he's trying to
even
create
dumber.
His own little version of it. That's all I'm saying.
Real quick, Merry Christmas to Gorilla Strong in the chat.
Also, yeah, I just wanted to answer.
Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat and
Gorilla Strong. I wanted to Merry Christmas. I wanted to answer a couple of questions, and I know that Wembley. I had this discussion on fucking Twitter last week. Everybody's like, "Well, at least they're not. At least compared to WWE, they're going to Wembley." And I know I'm not saying that you're saying, but Wembley because I've seen the laughing.
I love that from also, but Connor, Wembley.
It's like they're going to fucking Europe. It's not like WWE didn't care about Europe. They realize there's somebody else running the company now. It's not Vince.
Okay, but the Wembley argument, I'm not taking away some of the accomplishments they have.
It was an accomplishment,
but
yeah, but there's always that caveat.
But then they ran a pay-per-view a week later that had I don't even know what the buy rates were for. I mean, they shattered records because what was 20 years? No. More than that, 30 years since they ran in Wembley, right? Or something close to 30 years that any wrestling show would run in Wembley. Of course they're going to fucking sell out. Of course they're going to go crazy like that.
I mean,
cool.
Europe
awesome.
Especially is fucking, they love wrestling.
Great visual. It looks great from a company PR perspective. All like great check boxes. But then you have like another pay-per-view the week after, and it's a fucking like clusterfuck of a mess. It's oh my God.
There's a core underlying problem, and what I think it is it's definitely top brass. It's a Tony Khan issue, and it's management and disorganization. They want to do so much, but they want to do it, yet they don't really know how long term. They'll implement shit and be like, yeah, clap for us. We implemented it. Win-loss record. Well, how are we going to make this make sense? Oh, we'll make it make sense. And then all of a sudden it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't make sense.
This is like the tail of the tape for AEW. And JP, you're going to talk about Crazy Blades.
Look, that was a mistake.
It was.
They should have never hired the Young Bucks. That's the problem. That's the reason that they're having the problems that they have now. I hate to say it. I'm not saying the Young Bucks, yes, they're very entertaining if they were fucking gymnasts. But I'm not. I was gonna say gymnastics.
I did not.
They're gymnasts. They're glorified gymnasts. They're a knockoff. They're a knockoff of the Rockers and the Rock and Roll Express.
So,
you can see it. The way they wrestle, the way they act. They act like Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels.
Cool.
And fucking try to wrestle like the Rock and Roll Express.
I think it's better to highlight the point that when it comes to comparing, because that's what we're doing, comparing the Young Bucks to Triple H in the
Yes.
roles that they found. Triple H has proven his acumen at business with the existence of NXT.
Mhm.
He's proven he can help with booking. He's proven he can run a company. The Young Bucks have proven none of that, and then they got handed the keys to a company that was on fucking speed.
Yeah.
Crazy Blade, I love your questions. I think we talked about this. What do I think about the Smashing Pumpkins? I love the Smashing Pumpkins.
They should have stayed
Billy
smashing.
Corgan should not be owning a fucking wrestling company.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like a mess.
He did a cocaine gimmick when he was trying to get fucking money from a streaming service, which is the way, and he was gonna be the first one to do it. Weekly fucking streaming. Hey, subscribe to this. Hey, this wrestling's on here. I might check that out if I can afford it. Oh my god, I can afford it. He was gonna do that. He was gonna do that. But then he decided to do the cocaine spot. You tell me if that's a good owner, because it's not. Go ahead.
You just answered your own question. So, just for my own thing, I'm just going to say is that it is beyond infuriating as someone who still loves the wrestling business, still wants to be involved in the wrestling business. I have friends and colleagues who have asked me several times to help them with their small indie promotion. And because of different variation reasons, nothing bad or toxic, it just doesn't work out. But infuriates me because I know for a fact I could do infinitely better than half these fuckwads and take it to much further heights than they could possibly imagine. And I want to, it just bashes my head against the wall.
So before I go any further with that and shitting on Billy Corgan, that world championship that they hold in that fucking company is my favorite belt ever.
Same.
As far as belts go.
So
do I want, when they first came back, and I'll tell you this right now, I'm like, holy shit, they're trying to bring back the NWA, which I loved the way that they did things back in the day. It was studio, so good. Yes, it's recorded, but they did it right.
Their execution and the setup of the company was absolutely
it was very simple, and there was formula to it that worked.
Yep.
This is why I was saying, like with AEW, like at first you had to keep it simple for so long. You have to develop what you have. Instead, they're like, nope, we're fucking pedal to the metal. Here's $1 trillion to sign with us.
You had a question, Baseman?
I did have a question. Why not just do, if you're a small promotion or anything, or you're in a position where you have like people that know, that the wrestling community knows, and like stuff, go YouTube. Where is YouTube wrestling?
So, without naming names, that was a massive argument that I had with one of my friends, colleagues, who wanted me to be involved with their indie fed. He had a deal with a streaming company that no one in their fucking mind had ever heard of, and he's like, I want to go exclusive to there. I said, no, you don't want to go exclusive to there. Well, they're paying us money. How much money? Not enough.
You'll fold.
Not enough.
So fast.
And I said, your problem is your audience. You need to get an audience. Nobody knows you from bumfuck East New whatever. And you need to get as many eyeballs on the product as possible. Yes, YouTube is oversaturated. Yes, there's a shit ton on YouTube to have to search for, but it's free.
If you went to YouTube and stuck on YouTube, then you'd be seeing a fucking comparison between them and WWE.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because you have a lot more, but I had this massive fight with them over it, and that's not a falling out, but like I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a step back. You want advice or you want my input? I'll be more than happy to assist. But that was a massive thing for me. I'm like, you need to go on YouTube, and he would not back down. I'm like, you're getting paid X and it's a flat rate. So it's not like it's based off of like viewership or ownership or whatever the fuck.
Right.
It's based off of X. I said, that's fine. But money is not the only problem you have right now. You need audience. You need to be able to back that up. If you want to start on YouTube and try to carry people over to this streaming service, then it's a win-win, because that way you're also getting more notoriety on that side. But you need to have the biggest audience. If I have anything, it doesn't matter if it's wrestling or non-related, but if I have something to watch that I'm offering someone to watch something, am I going to go to the crowd that has 20 people or the crowd that has 100 people? It's fucking basic fucking math.
The other thing too that I think people are so fucking hooked up on is cable television. It's not the
No, it's
place
not.
that will get
It's
you the
not.
most views
Yeah,
ever.
agreed.
The best thing you can do, YouTube. You know why? Fucking every wrestler, every indie wrestler, all these guys, how many followers do they have on social media?
Millions.
They get signed.
Yep.
They work on YouTube. They bring people in to watch the YouTube. And honestly, production, if you want to do bare bones production, it's nowhere near as expensive as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can fucking shoot the whole thing with iPhones, for fuck's
Yeah,
sakes.
exactly.
Impact downgraded their production quality. You can tell, but it's still good.
I mean, as long as you get the right people for the right jobs, and I mean, that's where you sign the right people for the right amount of money to work for you, or you give them, like we're going to bring you in, we'll pay you this amount for just showing up. And then you get commentators that are actually intriguing on YouTube. People can watch for free. As long as you can put ads on it, you'll still make some money, right?
Exactly.
And then you do, fucking Patreon shit. There's so many avenues you can go with it. It's going to be slow to start, but what do you think? You're going to
Wouldn't
get
know
a TV deal overnight?
Wouldn't know anything about that.
So ridiculous. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. And I just I feel like Tony Khan is an idiot. I'm just gonna say it. I think he's fucking brain dead because it's the biggest untapped market for wrestling, and all you need to do is look at the WWE views for their YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the millions all the time.
If you did an exclusive
Merry Christmas.
online platform, not like some fucking random, we just opened up some, those fucking random streaming platforms that exist for a year and disappear.
That's what they're going.
It's so stupid. Bite the bullet. You gotta go in debt to make it work. That's kind of the way it has to work.
I think
YouTube.
That's literally the argument I had with that guy. Is
did you just say, is that a car on my flip flop?
No, I was just yelling in just random absurd, just random whatever came out of my mouth because
it sounded,
I was more like gargling more than anything, and foaming at the mouth because no, I'm foaming at the mouth because I'm that's what I was trying to say was that it's exactly like the type of streaming service of this person who I'm not naming is it would be on this, and it's oh my god.
The other opportunity you get, and I'm not saying go with what Grimm's Toy Show goes with because I think that's just fucking. I've seen a bit of it.
That's the problem with
right?
AEW today. They're actually
Grimm's Toy Show on
copying
Big
that
Stage.
shit.
Do an actual legitimate show on YouTube, but then you can also involve the stars of YouTube. How do you get more views? How do you get involve the stars of YouTube in some way? Half of them are fucking athletes now anyway.
Right, Grimm was pretty good. I didn't hate him, but now it's just unwatchable.
No, but it was just like backyard wrestling is
No,
what
it's
I got.
fun. It was the
right?
mild version of backyard wrestling because you never seen a guy actually get hung up in fucking barbed wire. The backyard wrestling, the backyard fucking garbage.
I mean, I would have loved to see just do AEW on YouTube, and they would have honestly. That's exactly what they should have done.
That's what I think
they had the Young Bucks there.
That's what I think they should do with Ring of Honor.
That was where their audience was with fucking they had a YouTube channel with the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and all those guys. That's being really where their audience was. Yeah, being the elite. And instead it's let's transition it to TV. TV is dying, man.
Yes.
He wanted to. Like I said, he wants to compete with WWE. He thinks he is competing with WWE.
Exactly, Arsehole. Exactly. It's made for it.
It is, and honestly,
yeah,
they would probably be a lot more stable if they had stayed on YouTube and just turned being the elite into AEW.
Well, being the elite's done. I don't think they make them anymore.
No, they don't, and they turned it into Dark, which was on YouTube. I think I don't know if that still fucking exists.
Personally, I would. Personally. I would have. Wait, no, they switched it. Dynamite's on TBS, Rampage is on TNT, right?
Yes.
Fuck.
No. Yeah. So yes, you are correct. So
that's yes. No.
I'm
yes.
Sorry.
Just do your pay-per-views on fucking Patreon.
There you go.
Or OnlyFans. TBS Dynamite is on TBS.
Yep.
There's a big oh my god, why can't they move hockey to fucking TNT? or the
He makes more
TBS,
money.
whatever. And then they've got the Dark, which is on fucking YouTube still.
That's the other
And
problem.
then they got Rampage, which is a 1-hour show after SmackDown is over.
Personally, if there's any show they were going to push online, it would probably be Rampage.
But
Yeah.
it's also like even if you don't get YouTube ads, you can advertise during the show anyway.
Yep.
Yes.
And
Just
now YouTube's integrated membership perks, so it's basically like an integration of Patreon. So you can have like exclusive video, like literally YouTube is basically like integrated the Patreon perks or like the format into its own service, which is smart because everyone's practically on fucking YouTube anyway, and it just makes things easier to manage.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be
Anywho,
100% into it if I had
Tony,
money to fucking do it.
Tony, listen, I know you're listening. Fucking why would he? After we just
Tony,
fucking shat on him for
I-
fucking 30 minutes.
Iris, bitch.
Give me Ring of Honor for the love of Christ.
Me money.
You know what? You know what? Honestly, NWA, which is what Ring of Honor tried to be.
Wow.
I'm telling you, man, NWA was so good. It's just the Crockett's went and spent way too. If the Crockett's would have stayed,
Oh, you're talking about the 80s.
yes,
Yes.
man.
They
Because
should've went
if
on
you
YouTube.
look at a lot of the shows that are trying to do, like the NWA show, it's exactly what they do,
Minus the cocaine.
minus the
Minus
cocaine.
cocaine.
But if
More
they do,
cocaine.
they do
Hey,
travel.
I'm gonna correct you there. The cocaine was there, you just couldn't see it on
So
camera.
Oh yeah.
I know.
They're
They
definitely doing cocaine.
By
Every
cocaine.
Every time we watch those fucking classic wrestling, everybody was fucked up. What the fuck was her name? Beautiful
Baby doll.
Baby doll.
Baby doll, and she was there. And her eyes were rolling in the back of her fucking skull half
Yep.
the time.
But no, man, I just each era, they're still trying to find wrestling is trying to find its identity of era right now.
It's so weird though because wrestling as a whole, WWE is always like behind the fucking 8 ball on things that happen. It's like, oh, 5 years ago this would have been a great idea. They still like they're utilizing online, so like they're using social media and online shit very well because they have an established fan base on cable TV.
Mhm.
AEW did not. They did not.
WWE right now, ironically, is actually a breath of fresh air in a lot of instances because we've talked we talked about this before. Like it is there. It's not just like the booking. The booking is part of it, but there's ways that they're positioning things and doing things that, brace yourself here, actually give credence and importance and value to what you're seeing on TV. Meaning, nothing is essentially a throwaway. There's a purpose and point for everything that you see, which is fantastic.
I feel like they've righted that ship, and now we're going to see where that ship goes because there was a transitional period.
Oh, for sure.
Of
But
the Triple H takeover that had to kind of like fix a lot of the fucking mess ups.
But I watched a Raw and SmackDown, I think, after Survivor Series. I watched both. And yes, the placate of the general manager spot has been beaten to death. But in order to actually give a flying fuck about the brands and like who comes over where and signing exclusive free agents, you need to have somebody who actually has like the I want to care about this brand and see it contribute. Yeah, no shit.
If you're going to do a brand split, you need an authority figure on both sides.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
Yeah, because otherwise it wouldn't mean shit.
I went to Triple H's actual
Only
Twitter.
fans.
The last time he actually tweeted was 6 hours ago.
And he said, "I love you, JP."
Well,
Christmas?
go see it if you just type in Triple H, and
I'm not
then
gonna do
his,
it, Tony.
tweet, his last tweet before that was Friday.
He's not. That's the difference too. He's not. You don't see Triple H very often, and I'm grateful for it.
Yes,
He does show up every now and then, but he shows up kind of like Vince McMahon showed up.
Triple H will show up when there's something big.
Mm-hmm. And he's
That's
like
the
he's
way
pure,
it should
but
be.
he's pure business. He's not this
Yeah,
fucking
he
coked out
lasts-
fucking Oompa Loompa.
You'll
Yeah.
probably see him once a year, the night after WrestleMania. He'll show up on the SmackDown after, the SmackDown before.
Isn't he on the press conference shits?
He does.
And I
the
will say
press
they took
conference.
the press conferences from New Japan or AEW.
But
AEW took it from New Japan, so
the difference between what New Japan does and what WWE does is an
you can understand it.
who actually booked the show comes out there and tells everybody first what they thought of it. Thanks for coming. Here's why we did this. This is the reason why. I'll take any questions. With this last one, Triple H media things, might as well get the elephant out of the room. Triple H is he's pretty open, and I do like that he's not jumping on social media every 5 minutes. He'll post something, and it has something to do with the show, and that's it. He doesn't go to a fan. He says, don't forget, fucking tune in every fucking 5 minutes because he's afraid he's gonna lose viewers.
I also feel like getting off just getting off the fucking ground. AEW, was there any fucking reason to try to make enemies of the big fish? Wouldn't you want a working relationship?
Oh, sorry. That also just kind of, speaking of which, this also segues into another piece of news. Speaking of WWE, since we're already on this fucking shit anyway.
We're never getting off.
Nope, never gonna give you up. NXT is now having at least some mild relationship working with All Japan.
Yeah. WWE will work with anybody. They just aren't going to send over fucking goddamn Seth Rollins to have a fucking match. Or Roman Reigns.
Well,
They'll never do it.
Why
would
you
it help them if they did? Sure.
So it sounds
I feel like the worst thing they could have done is just fucking throw dirt in the face of WWE. Just work together or either go full with it and make yourself rivals forever. Don't just fucking sucker punch every now and then. Just either go full blast or don't go at all.
So, so it sounds here.
All I mean is bring your champion over here so we can beat him. You know what I mean. It's one of those things. If they can do something like that,
it's an exposure contract.
That's what they had with WCW back in the day.
So
it did not end well.
It looks like there's going to be somebody challenging for AJPW, easy for me to say, Triple Crown Championship. So it says on that 2 days ago, an AJPW revealed that an NXT talent would challenge for the title. It would be defended by a current champion, Kachiko Nakajima, against.
You know what I think they're doing?
Yep. Apparently, it is. Let me just see here the name of the person here. It is Charlie Dempsey, who will be challenging. Who, fun fact, is the son of William Regal.
You know what I think is happening? WWE is going to buy All Japan.
I was about to say, they're planting the seeds for NXT Japan.
And I honestly think that would be very successful.
That would be very interesting.
But it's also like the experience you give to some of your young talent to work overseas. Like it's WWE trying to do the indie experience without having to have these people actually go to the indies and lose them to somewhere else. Right, it's a controlled indie experience.
Or it's an injury.
You know what I'd be 100% down with, and I don't know if you guys would agree or not, but not on the main roster. On NXT, what they used to do with like randomly bringing over like a Japanese star and being like, oh, there's a big name here in Japan, then you get a really good match for someone on the roster, just like a random match at a pay-per-view.
They did that a couple times. Remember they brought well, not a couple times, but they brought in fucking what's his face?
They brought in Kota Ibushi.
They had but that was the Cruiserweight Classic.
No, god damn it. Jushin
Thunder Liger? Yeah, they had Jushin Thunder Liger.
For like I think a match or two.
Now that things are kind of settled and everybody kind of knows the role of what Raw, SmackDown, and NXT kind of are, I do feel like
fucking hate that fucking photo.
It's just so happy.
He's like staring into my soul.
That's why I picked it.
Like that's very Christmassy to me. He's like super Jack Santa.
He is.
Triple H, I think if you just let him do his thing.
Great.
I think he is going to infuse some of the old school shit in NXT, especially, and see how it works. And that includes the bringing over of like foreign talent, but hyping them up so that like, if they get over or something happens, then create as much opportunities as possible. See what happens.
He's incorporating. So Carmelo Hayes came up and wrestled Kevin Owens Friday night in a United States Championship tournament, right? And right now they're doing a pretty good job with Kevin
I-
Owens and the story they're telling with him. But you
I
have
do
to
like the integration of NXT in the main roster to an extent.
So
They're not
this
completely
is one of
separated.
those things because this kid's coming up soon.
He's gonna be in the Rumble. Braun Breaker. I think there's a couple guys that are gonna show up in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty good. The match was really good, and that kid got over.
Yeah.
People were fucking like, maybe this guy can use. I don't know. This guy can. He looks like he's got a poop.
He is pooping. Is what it looks like. Actually, both might be him pooping.
Yeah.
All three of them.
The older version.
During and then after.
I just worked out, bitch.
Yeah, all three of them for sure.
Oh, let me see what else I
These
can
are
find.
the 3 eras of fucking Triple H pooping.
Yeah, the first one on the left side is him gonna be like, "Yes, I do have to shit." And the far right one is him shitting, and the middle one is like, "I have done it."
Yeah.
He looks like Thanos.
Or,
He looks like
or the
Kratos.
best line in the movie from the movie we watched last night. Ah, finished.
Get up, bitch.
I love wrestling, man. It's such a fun.
I do like wrestling. I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship with wrestling.
Not wrong.
Yes.
They bring me back, and then they're like, "No, bitch."
Blade,
terrible.
I'm going to tell you right now, you are 100% wrong. I don't know what you're watching, but if you
No, it
think
does. I think he's right. WWE does have better drama
I've watched recently, and I can honestly tell you, it's worse than fucking NXT.
I don't know if the wrestling. Okay, I don't know if I agree with the wrestling, but I feel like the wrestling is subjective for what wrestling you like. They do the entertainment portion and the drama portion better of wrestling, which is it's half of the fucking mix. And I do find if they let guys go a bit more in WWE, you would get that wrestling that you really want.
Yes.
But I also feel like there's a reason that not every match is a fucking 5-star match. You have to make things worth something, and sometimes you have to put a match out there that isn't so good or is 2 minutes long or 3 minutes long, because otherwise all you can do is keep one-upping yourself until you can't one-up
It's
no more.
impossible.
Speaking of which,
Oh my god, fucking.
It's impossible to try and keep yourself on that path of constantly one-upping yourself, because eventually you're
Connor's-
gonna run out of ideas.
Connor's doing a pretty good job of it right now.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then, like, well, you keep one-upping yourself, and then all of a sudden you have to bring Big Show out of the fucking woodwork, and his
Ugh.
legs are fucking going to the
Kurt
center of the
Angle
earth.
He's got Kurt Angle legs.
Okay, this is like the middle. Okay, it's starting.
Wait, okay, which one is your favorite version of Triple H?
My favorite version of Triple H.
Oh,
I think I am on the middle right, like
You
the
know
top right.
what? I loved Triple H when he was just
When he returned from injury and was about 700 pounds of muscle in every jacket known to man.
Yeah. I honestly think it was like that time where he
The game Triple H.
just
Yeah.
right past that. Like he was so fucking good.
You gotta show
And-
Big Show's legs. Give me some Big Show legs, because they
Oh,
are.
God.
He's the opposite of bow-legged.
Recently, yeah, he fucking. Oh my god.
I want to say the era right before John Cena got there.
His DX era.
No. When did John
Evolution.
Cena debut? Wasn't it like
02.
Okay, so it's like when Shawn Michaels came back, that was the Triple H.
I'm just thinking of the return from injury, fucking 18 jackets on. That
Yeah,
was
that
the Triple
Royal
H I was
Rumble,
there
yeah.
for.
Oh no, I do know that. That was that's right about the time that he was. That's
I
right.
think I think it's around the same era. Yeah.
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 And
Like
we're gonna get
2000
fucking blocked from everything.
Oh God, I
For all
forgot about
these
that
WWE
shit. My mouse died. No!
WWE will strike you down for gifts, just so everybody knows out there.
Yeah, it's so
Even
stupid.
even
In-
Christmas gifts.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Go all in.
Oh,
So
that's why I put Sammy in there.
But I can tell you,
William Regal should be the GM of NXT.
I said William
until
Regal.
he can't do it no more.
Yeah, he can.
I said until he can't do it anymore.
Oh,
There's an active
yeah,
listener.
I think it's honestly William Regal.
Yeah, I think.
What? Why would you say yeah? It's I think it's. I was agreeing with him.
Oh.
No, it was
These are
perfect.
assholes. You think
I
I'm-
loved it. I love you.
Oh God, we do love you. I just
I agree with you. I wasn't trying to.
no, but just the way you said it made
Made it sound like I wasn't actively listening.
yes.
No, I was. That's the way I said it.
Right.
Came out.
I know it came out. They came out the wrong way. Listen, this is somebody who called something a pay-per-view. So I mean, I've also been fucking tongue-tied.
Well, it's, money's
Dancing
paper.
was you
So it
divorced?
doesn't really make... You divorced?
What?
Yeah, well, we did the Loki season 2 review.
Lofi?
Yes, Loki.
We all make mistakes. Talking.
I'm not the one. What the fuck are you looking at me for? Go ahead, say what you got to say, motherfucker.
We've already said what we need to say.
Well, you looked at me like you needed something to say
Because I
something.
thought you were going to say something.
I
Wasn't that
guess.
guy- I was gonna say what the fuck are you talking about?
Buy gifts.
Bye, Sammy.
Sammy was the first to go.
18 Triple H's.
H's.
Big show.
The last thing I'll just throw out here. I mean, I know there's more things we want to talk about, but I think the last thing, little tidbit was where is it? Oh, God, fucking
I don't know.
my downloads folder is fucking insane right now. When you're here, your family. Vin Diesel.
What happened?
He ran at someone and told him to grab his dick. And he's masturbating, looking at them, and he's like, "You want a Corona, bitch?"
Because when
Is
you're
this a
here,
real
your family.
thing?
Yeah.
It's close, very close.
Yeah.
There was no Corona, which is probably the best part of that story.
Yes.
So
I
yeah.
want to hear this whole story. Okay,
It was
so
on the set of Fast.
Here, let
and
me
Furious
pull the
number
actual.
5, where it was a production assistant or something, and he was like, I guess he was hitting on her. Then he ran after her with his dick out or something.
Yeah, let me pull up an article real quick.
Forced her to touch his dick, and he looks like a dick, like
Yeah.
physically.
I am Groot. Here he goes.
Watch me, bro.
This is from CNN. Fast and Furious franchise star Vin Diesel has been accused of sexual battery and creating a hostile work environment in a lawsuit filed by a former assistant. The civil suit filed on Thursday in LA Superior Court and obtained by CNN. It stems from a 2010 incident in which Devil.
Why
See?
so long? Why so
Awesome.
long?
Here we go. In which Diesel's former assistant, Ansta Janison, alleges Diesel forced himself on her in a hotel suite in Atlanta and masturbated in front of her. The complaint states that Diesel ignored Janison's clear statements of non-consent after she screamed and ran towards the nearby bathroom, and he pinned her against the wall with his body. Vin Diesel categorically denies this claim in its entirety, of course, his attorney said. This is the first he's ever heard about this in more than 13-year-old claim by a purportedly 9-day employee.
Okay, I think I'm gonna err on the side of this bullshit. First of all, how are you gonna prove it?
Yes.
13 years ago, well, you know what she's? I think this is like, pay me out after Jonathan Majors.
It says
got
right
called
here,
out
she
and
is
screwed
seeking
her.
an imposition of a civil penalty of $10,000 for each violation, plus unspecified punitive
Each
damage.
violation? Is that every stroke?
Maybe different strokes for different folks.
that could be.
I just what, each violation. What does that mean?
He's under more than one charge.
Against her?
That sounds like it. It's probably like section.
She was employed for 9 days.
Let me see here. Vin
Well,
Diesel's real
that
name
could-
is Mark Sinclair.
You see the Vin Diesel breakdancing?
I have not.
I tried to
seen-
find it.
Vin Diesel looks like that guy that I would. This guy's an asshole. I cannot be around this guy because I will say something to him and he will destroy me.
I am Groot.
He's
It says
he's a pretty big nerd, apparently.
it says here he's
I am
Big fan.
I understand that.
he's accused of sexual battery, a hostile work environment, wrongful termination, and the intentional infliction of emotional distress among other complaints, according to the lawsuit. I want to see what the actual charges are. How many there are?
I don't think anything's gonna come of this.
Groped her
because
breasts,
you-
kissed
okay,
her.
Yeah, but she
Oh,
was on
Jesus, the
set
actual
and
fucking-
she
okay.
screamed and nobody heard her.
Okay, hold
How
on.
many people work on a
He
movie
lured
set?
her back to the hotel.
So okay, there's
He lured her back.
okay, there's
How
a
do you lure somebody back to the hotel? But like,
there's
you're
10
going to a place to fuck.
there's 10 charges or complaints that are being filed. I actually have the actual lawsuit right in front of me. Like I thought it was going to take me, like I clicked the link in the article and that was going to be to another article. Nope, it's the actual fucking lawsuit. So the complaints for the damages are the following 10. Discrimination in violation of the FEHA, hostile work environment in violation of the FEHA, retaliation in violation of the FEHA, failure to prevent discrimination, harassment, and retaliation in violation of the FEHA, retaliation in violation of the labor code, retaliation in violation of the labor code again. I'm assuming 2 different cases because it cites specifics. Wrongful termination in violation of the public policy, sexual battery, negligent supervision and retention, and intentional infliction of emotional distress.
My first question would be, why is this 13 years later?
Yeah.
And with,
I'm
like, well, I
trying
didn't
to
feel
read through the
comfortable.
actual.
You didn't feel comfortable in the last 10 years to speak up on this when everybody's been like, what a brave soul.
Let's see.
That's my first question. The second question is, she was lured back to a hotel? Was she a fish?
Was she a fish?
Come and get this chicken liver, bitch.
Like, you're going back to a place that is a literal structure filled with beds, known for sex. It's like, well, it didn't click for me. This is why you're on the hide for 9 days.
Well, she was a production assistant.
Oh, she did nothing.
I mean, I'm reading through the whole story. It's a long one.
Assistant does. She gets coffee. Like, seriously, that's all they do.
Well, she also gets fucking Vin Diesel's dick, apparently.
I mean, you were correct. I mean, are you upset by this or something? Or
No, it's just like I find it curious that this pops up right after the Jonathan Majors thing.
well, it's. I'm curious that anything like this jumps up 13 years later.
That's, yeah, I think we're all in the same boat of that one.
I just want to go show you my hotel room. Trust me, I won't do anything to you. Here's my dick. It's just, like, come on, man. You can't be this stupid.
I ain't gonna do anything to you.
Like,
But I'm
you're
gonna
going
run
back.
at you with my
It's like
dick
it's like a wolf being like, "Come back to my den. Trust me, trust me." At that point in time, you deserve to get eaten.
Careful how you finish that.
But he's not wrong.
He's
That's
not
just-
wrong.
Like, I claim
But
Oh, here we go.
the claim of ignorance.
This is why
kinda horseshit
this
at a certain level.
is why I was what I was looking for. It says the lawsuit said Jada said it remained silent for years, quote, remained silent for years, quote, afraid to speak out against one of the world's highest grossing actors, afraid she would be ostracized from the industry. Jonathan is one of many women
She worked for 9 days.
was one of well, I am
What kind
Groot.
of career did she have in the industry?
Is one of many women to accuse prominent entertainment industry figures of sexual misconduct since the Me Too movement in 2017. Blah 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 blah. So
I think this is like it's starting to turn into like lottery. I want
Yes.
to win it. I will come out because they'll never share who I am. I'll remain. Well, now we know who she is, but who gives a shit? I mean, like a fear of being ostracized from the fucking community. Like, what else did she do? I wonder. Like, she worked on this set for 9 days. That was already a fucking black mark for
Yeah.
any employer.
mhm.
So coming, like, I don't know, man. I'm not like trying to say that
No, I get what you're
like,
saying.
it
This
just, like,
this all looks very.
It's very-
suspicious.
But by the way, I just found a very funny picture that said, it's a YouTube video. It says, "How to impress a girl: 9 tips. How to make a girl like you." Right, and then the top comment says, "Never listen to girls on how to get girls. If you're trying to catch a fish, you don't ask another fish. You ask the fisherman." Touche.
Vin Diesel, how'd you do it?
Where did you put the remote?
I don't know. I feel like this is like it's what happens, and it's happened in the past when one thing hits and it's like the biggest story. the next thing comes. The next thing comes. The next thing comes.
Sometimes you just got to take what you can and take flight with by spreading out your
wings.
I'm also waiting to see how many other people are like, "Yep, I was also assaulted."
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a class action, but very
Yeah,
soon.
well, you'll get like everybody coming out of the woodwork.
Oh, yeah.
He did me too.
He but I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we had some other small things, but it's getting late anyway here, and we spent a lot more time on certain subjects than I was expecting to. So that was my.
Bring up wrestling and
I
other
know. I fucking shoot myself in the foot. But that's it. We hope you all have a phenomenal Christmas. We will be off the next couple of days. We might do something Tuesday night. That's still up in the air. But make sure you guys go check out the other stuff that we've done. I'm trying to remember what the fuck we did Wednesday. What did we do Wednesday? Was it Lego?
No.
The fuck did we do Wednesday? I don't even know our fucking schedule. Jesus.
What did we do Wednesday?
See? Now I have to check.
Did we do anything?
I don't think we did.
Did we do something?
What did we do?
Oh, he played Star Wars.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Check out JP's. Yeah, that was fun. Go check out JP's gameplay of Jedi Fallen Order, of course, HGGM mode. And if you want to hear our commentary on the legendary movie, one of the greatest of all time, the Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD. Go listen to it. We might throw it up on the audio stuff in case you guys want to listen to us on the commentary for it, because mother of God, it's worth watching. It really is.
Especially if they've never seen the movie and they don't watch the movie with us and they just listen to what we say
That
and
too.
the complete utter nonsense.
Yeah, the movie tends to follow that said nonsense, so it's very accurate. And then that's it. We'll be back later on this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe. More Jedi Fallen Order, other stuff coming down the pipeline. We got the New Year's party. I'm sure it will be next week because No Bucks Given 97 will fall on that one, and then right around the corner from 100, or is this 97? No, this is 96. 100's right around the corner, so we're gonna have to think of some ideas. So let us know. We might post something in the community too. So check out the community tab, and we'll come up with some fun ideas. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, guys, you ready to get the hell out of here and go kill Santa?
Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
Merry Christmas.
You filthy
Merry
animals.
Christmas. Happy Chrysler.
Happy Hanukkah.
That was like a week ago.
Post date?
Post date? All right, Basic's got to work. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the fun stuff. Good night, everybody. We'll see you guys soon in the near future. Until then, peace out.